It is Thursday, December 30th of 2021. And this most likely will be the last Guy's Daily Drive for this year. Bam! And welcome everyone to Guy's Daily Drive as I'm on my way to work for the last time. There's going to be so many lasts today. It's my last day of going to work because I have tomorrow off. It's the last Guy's Daily Drive. I guess, I was going to say the last MyMac.com podcast, but that's already been recorded and put out. That was a week and a half ago, because we took Christmas week off, and I don't think we're going to record until Sunday. I'll have to get a hold of Gaz and find out. I'm not sure. I am just not sure. But yeah, 2021 was really kind of hoping it was going to be so. I don't know what the heck these people are doing, but I'm going around it. I don't know what I expected out of 2021, but it turned out to be not super different than 2020. A lot of people still locked down, a couple of different COVID variants. Everybody freaking out all over again. You know, got a booster shot for COVID. Still wearing masks everywhere I go. Still people saying, don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. Oh my goodness. We're all gonna die. It's like, God damn, shut up. You know, just chill. Yeah, we're not going anywhere for the most part. I mean, there's some people who are, but just sorry, there's just too many slow people, and I'm going to get around them. So, what has this year been? What has this year been like? I don't think there was a CES. And it's looking like the one this year is going to be all shot to hell because a bunch of companies have decided not to go. Not that it matters. I've never been to a CES. I keep hoping. So I've never been to Las Vegas other than like a stop in the airport for 45 minutes or something like that. Yeah, I've never been to Las Vegas, so obviously not this year. Maybe 2023, if there is still a CES, if it hasn't gone completely virtual. And there's really no reason why they couldn't do a virtual CES in its entirety instead of the big show floor. But there's something to be said, especially when you're looking at new products. It's one thing to have a sales guy or marketing guy in your ear talking about, oh, this new TV set, it's got the greatest color, it does 3D, it does julienne fries and all the rest of that. But then it's another to actually touch it and, mess with the dials and look at the remote control and see the apps that are on it and all the different things that it can do. Those are the pluses of having hands-on to various devices. So we'll see if CES is going to survive 2 years of near, non-attendance. But if it's around next year, I might see what I can do to go. And chances are, because I know it used to be a whole thing to get a pass to go to CES. I get the feeling that after 2 years of hardly anyone going, that anyone with a pulse will have an opportunity to go to CES if they want to. So I guess we'll see what happens next year. Probably same kind of thing with a lot of conferences. I have a lot of hope that next year there'll be an actual in-person for everybody. I mean, I went last year, but there'll be an actual in-person MacStock conference and expo. You can keep up with that at MacStock Conference and Expo.com, or if you Google, MacStock Conference or MacStock Expo, I'm sure it'll come up. But what did I do this year? Well, we did a couple of little mini trips, mostly because, quite frankly, I was losing my mind. I after over a year of not going anywhere, the first opportunity that we had to actually go someplace, we did. Now we went a couple times down to North Carolina. One time for the sort of the annual family get together. It wasn't the same as what we've done in the past. We didn't get a whole group of people together in one spot. We did a lot of visiting with various individuals, which we kind of did when we went down the second time. The second time was mostly to go see Escape to or from or around, I can't remember now, Margaritaville. The Jimmy Buffett play. That's what, you've got Macbeth, which is the Scottish play. Well, now we have Escape from Margaritaville, the Jimmy Buffett play. Either way, it's a tragedy. I mean, we still had a good time, but I mean, the best part of that play was just watching and listening to people performing Jimmy Buffett songs. The story itself was pretty stupid. The actors were fine, they did the best they could with what they had, and it's kind of sad. It really wasn't that great, but it was still fun to do it. If we ever go back down to see a play at Durham Performing Arts Center. Thank you, Greg from North Carolina, for that one. We'll likely stay in somewhere in the Raleigh area instead of Smithfield like we did the last time, because it was over an hour to get there, and between not really knowing the roads that well and traffic and it being late at night and weird road closures and accidents and cars being there was just a whole gaggle of crazy crap that was going on the way to the play and on the way from the play. It was fun. It was a lot of fun to see Tracy's friend that lives in that area. I will not say her name. And it was also good to see one of Tracy's aunts and uncles. And I'm glad we saw them when we did. They're getting on in years. What else did we do? We went to Pennsylvania, and we rode a train, and we spent about an hour in a corn maze before it just got too bloody hot, and we didn't want to melt the chocolate that we had bought. But mostly what we did in Pennsylvania was play putt-putt golf. We played putt-putt golf 3 times. Once, just because an attraction we were going to was closed. And then 2 more times because we just happened to stop in an area where there was a putt-putt course. And after the second one, when we ran across the third one, which is when I'd stopped for gas. And right when we stopped for gas, there was a putt-putt course across the street. And we were like, you know, may as well. You may as well, you know, grab life by the horns and play putt-putt golf. That's exactly how that works. Of course, I went to Chicago to do virtual MacStock, and it was good to see the couple of people that were allowed and were, you know, had enough guts to make the trip to Chicago, or to Woodstock, Illinois, really. And it was really good to see Dave Ginsburg and Mike Potter, and spend some time with those guys. Dave took me out. He's watching right now. Dave took me out to his lake house, which was beautiful, and we went to this train museum, which was amazing. We're walking around this train museum when I get a phone call from my cousin that her brother, also my cousin, weird how that works, had a heart attack. So instead of spending the rest of the day with Dave and being able to explore this train museum a little more, and I want to get back out there next time I'm there, you know, time permitting. We had to leave, and then I had to jump in my rented minivan, which is another story all on its own, and drive an hour and a half, I guess, from where we were, which was northwest of Chicago, to southeast of Chicago, to visit my cousin Ken in the hospital and see how he was doing. And, you know, it's weird, and I guess it's not really that much of a surprise. He barely remembers me being there, but they had him so hopped up on happy drugs that I'm not surprised he doesn't really remember me being there too much. But, you know, I went to see him. You know, he's my cousin. He's blood. So I won't say it was fun, but I'm still glad that I went to go see him. What else? Did we do anything else? You know, my birthday came and went. We didn't really do anything all that exciting for my birthday or Tracy's birthday or anniversary. You know, a 29th anniversary is not that big of a deal. Next year is going to be our 30th, and we don't have anything planned yet. But I don't know. I guess we'll just have to. God, I hate saying this. Wait and see what conditions are going to be like before we can decide if we're actually going to do anything for our 30th anniversary. So I think not too much else to say. There was Thanksgiving, which we had at my son Peter's house. There was Christmas, which we had at Christmas Eve dinner was at his girlfriend Liza's mother's house, and then we had Christmas dinner at our house. There were lots of fun gifts opened up. The saga of the stand mixer, which I talked about in the last Guy's Daily Drive, and just so many crazy things. And that's really all to say. You know, that was our 2021, mostly in a nutshell. I'm sure I've forgotten a thing or two, but please forgive me. I'm driving a car while talking on a live cast. These things happen. So, if you would like to get a hold of me, email address is podcast@vertshark.com or guy@mymac.com. Either one of those will do. Well, we're kind of full up here today. Oh, I don't like this. Give me a second. There's all